Tyler Perry happened to Black Hollywood, and he did it by using stupid, ignorant, so-called Christian to fund all of his very homosexual behavior.
You ever notice how the biggest power players in Hollywood always seem to move in silence? Like no matter how wild the rumors get, the lawsuits, the whispers, the viral photos, somehow their empires never shake. Until now. Tyler Perry, Hollywood titan, faith-based mogul, and Black media icon is facing the storm of a lifetime. Lawsuits, receipts, ex-friends turning enemies, and at the center of it all, soul singer Jaguar Wright, and a young actor who says Tyler promised him the world, then turned that dream into a nightmare. This isn't gossip, this isn't tea, this is war, and the industry might never be the same. Tyler Perry has built what many call the most powerful independent empire in Hollywood. From homeless to billionaire, from church plays to owning a 330-acre studio in Atlanta, he's the guy who brought Medea to life, inspired a generation of Black filmmakers, and stood shoulder to shoulder with Oprah and Obama. But every empire has its shadows. While Perry's public image is grounded in family values, faith, and forgiveness, insiders now claim the man behind the curtain may be using his influence not to uplift, but to dominate, manipulate, and silence.
Recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll.
Jaguar Wright has never been afraid to ruffle feathers. She's called out the industry's darkest corners, from Diddy's parties to Clive Davis's power plays. And for years, she's warned that Tyler Perry is not who he says he is. According to Jaguar, Perry's been a regular at private Hollywood gatherings, the kind of elite parties where phones get locked away and consent becomes blurry. She claims she saw him with underage-looking boys, being handsy, inappropriate, and far from the church-going image he promotes. People laughed her off, called her bitter, said she was trying to stay relevant. But what happens when someone backs up her claims with legal filings and text receipts? Actor Derek Dixon, known for his role on The Oval, dropped a $260 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry that's setting the internet on fire. And let's be clear, this isn't vague, this isn't clout chasing. Derek came with screenshots, timelines, direct quotes. He alleges that what started as mentorship quickly turned into something much darker. Tyler allegedly promised movie roles, career opportunities, and mentorship, then made unwanted advances when Derek didn't play along. From late-night texts filled with innuendos to moments where Perry allegedly pinned him to the wall, choked him, and made sexual comments, it's not just inappropriate, it's predatory. One of the most disturbing parts of the lawsuit, the alleged incident in the guest house.
Speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience, what I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately.
Derek claims he was staying at Perry's guest property, wearing just underwear when Tyler entered uninvited. What happened next was a physical advance, one Derek says he barely escaped by nervously deflecting and changing the subject. This wasn't just about lust, it was about power, control, fear, and when Derek resisted, that's when the retaliation started. According to Derek, Tyler didn't just back off. He turned up the heat. Scripts started changing, his lines were cut, scenes were rewritten, his character began disappearing one episode at a time. Derek's screen time evaporated while Tyler played the cool, smiling boss. But behind the scenes, it was psychological warfare. In one alleged message, Tyler wrote, "No straight man would be cooking for you unless he wanted to F you. That's not mentorship. That's obsession. That's manipulation under the mask of opportunity." And when the abuse didn't work, Perry allegedly tried to lure him with a writing job instead, as if a promotion could erase trauma.
This person was second me for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there.
Years earlier, actor Christian Keyes shared a cryptic story. He said a powerful man in Hollywood invited him to stay in a guest house after a party. He passed out drunk. But during the night, the man entered his room, tried climbing into bed, and later groped him during a handshake. Christian says he recorded their conversations. Audio of that man offering money to strip, bragging about having young black men on call. He never said a name. But now, everyone's rereading the clues. Was he talking about Tyler? And more importantly, how many others have stories like his? Jaguar Wright says Perry isn't just a predator, he's a gatekeeper. She claims he told actors on his shows that anyone caught talking to her would be fired, that he quietly made calls to cut people off, control scripts, blacklist names, and honestly, look at the power he wields. Tyler Perry doesn't need to threaten. He owns the studio. He greenlights the shows. If you're a black actor in Hollywood, chances are you'll cross paths with him or risk never being seen again. That's not just influence. That's a monopoly.
Not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. I was like, well, I got to protect me because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work.
What bothers Jaguar most is how Tyler allegedly used religion. He launched his career through black churches, gospel plays, faith-based audiences. He painted himself as a man of God, but according to her, it was a front, a business strategy. She points out that Tyler rarely donates to actual church causes except to figures like Bishop T.D. Jakes, a pastor who himself has been dogged by troubling rumors. She says it wasn't about charity. It was about silence, mutual protection, a network of untouchables. Behind the gospel music in church pews was a web of power, sex, and secrecy. Now the internet is connecting the dots, and it's getting ugly. Photos of Tyler with Brian Tanaka, Mariah Carey's ex, reanalyzed. Old interviews where actors seemed off after working with Tyler revisited. Fans are digging up clips, piecing together timelines, and asking hard questions. One viral comment read, Christian Keyes could have had $260 million in 0 cents. If he stood on business, another said, people have talked about Tyler for years. Finally, someone put it on paper.
So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above.
Derek may not win his case in court, but he's already winning in the court of public opinion. And where is Tyler Perry in all this? Nowhere. No press statement, no rebuttal, no lawsuit, just silence. Christian Keyes, he stopped speaking too. But here's the thing, he never denied it, never apologized, he just stepped back, kept the recordings, kept the evidence. Because when you've seen what Hollywood elites are capable of, you learn to move carefully. Jaguar calls it damage control. She says she's seen Tyler blacklist people, shift narratives, buy silence with opportunity, and still she keeps speaking because someone has to. For decades, Tyler Perry was a symbol of black excellence, a man who turned pain into profit and struggle into success. But now, the script is flipping. Jaguar Wright's voice is getting louder. Derek Dixon is taking legal action. Christian Keyes is being reevaluated. And Hollywood is starting to shake. This isn't about one man. It's about an industry built on power imbalances, manipulation, and silence. It's about what happens when someone finally says enough. Whether the lawsuit succeeds or not, the spotlight is already on. And once the lights come on, the shadows can't hide. Stay tuned, because this story, it's far from over. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on? And do you think more actors will come forward? Hollywood's mask is slipping, and what's underneath might be uglier than we ever imagined.